Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you. Hello. Very nice to talk with you here. My first question is about math. This is from my friend who's a mathematician. What does mathematics look like in your civilization? And what is the most interesting theorem about whole numbers and number theory that you are aware of?
Mathematics in our civilization is expressed as geometry, not equations that use numbers. So the idea, for example, is you have a principle that is expressed by an equation that you cannot observe the position or the momentum of a particle at the same time. You either measure the position, but then you don't know how fast it's moving because it's frozen, or you measure the momentum, but then you can't measure the position because it's moving. We express that as a geometric tetrahedral form, four-sided pyramid of equilateral triangles. You have the base triangle, which represents position, what you would call the XYZ of position, and therefore, because it's one triangle, you can measure the position. Whereas the apex of the tetrahedron represents the time factor, the momentum factor, and since it's not connected to the base, you can't have the momentum at the same time that you measure the position. But then if you measure the momentum, your momentum is then measured by the apex, and 2/3, 2 points of the side equilateral triangle, so you don't have the entire position, but you do have the entire momentum. So it's expressed as a tetrahedral structure geometrically. The idea of whole number theories, again, is that we work with different levels of infinities in certain ways that is not something that your humanity expresses at this time. So we're not sure how to translate that idea into what you are asking, because a lot of your mathematics shy away from the idea of infinities. But from our perspective, there are whole number infinities that are different from other whole number infinities.
Thank you so much. I hope my friend got it. I didn't. Thank you. I appreciate it. So the next question is from me. I have been reading a book I bought from Amazon about reincarnation. So it says the reincarnation system is a trap that we need to escape.
Nope. Not true. The idea, first and foremost, again, please remember, everything exists at the same time. All lives, all people, all exist at once. In much the same way, again, by simplistic analogy, you have a television program playing on one channel, but you have hundreds of other programs playing at the same time on other channels. You just don't see them because you're not tuned to that frequency. But when you change the channel, you get a different program. But all the programs are playing at the same time. So all people that have ever existed exist now, right now, side by side, all here, all now, on different frequencies. So reincarnation is an experience within the soul can create within itself, but the truth is, the mechanics of it is that all experiences exist all now. And what you're doing is you're connecting energetically to other people that exist right now that you may think of as the past, but are now existing, and you download information and experience from them to aid and assist you in this life, as they may be doing with you by downloading information from your life to aid and assist them. But the way, from linear time perspective, you interpret that connection is as a memory. Oh, I remember being that person. It means you're simply tapping into that person. But from the linear perspective, you treat it as a memory because you think in terms of past, present, and future. So it's not a trap, it's something that is dynamically changing all the time. And when you die and go back into spirit, when you wake up into spirit, you are always given a choice as to what to experience next. So there's no such thing as a reincarnational trap. There's no such thing as a soul trap. Just examine all the experiences and all the reports that people have given of near-death experiences when they go into the spirit realm and come back. Not one single one of them has ever said anything about their soul being trapped.
Thank you. Can I ask one more personal question?
Well, that was a question. Do you want to ask another question?
Yes.
You don't have to ask if you can ask a question. I guarantee if it's not appropriate, I'll tell you.
I appreciate that. So I'm a software developer, and I'm pretty good at it. However, I'm confused about if I'm passionate about it or not.
All right.
So when I am doing that, like the coding, debugging stuff, I really enjoy it. However, I have a huge trouble to start doing the thing, and I have other things that I really enjoy. I'm 100% sure I'm passionate about, which I never had a problem to even start to do. But for my job, I have always wait till the last minute when I have to do it. But once I start,
all right. Well, you're saying that you prefer the creative pressure of shortening the amount of time in which you need to do something.
That's part of it, I think.
That can be a valid technique as long as it works for you and doesn't stress you out.
It does, a lot.
All right. Is there another way you could be going about doing something, about starting something? Was it about starting that slows you down?
I don't know.
Maybe you need to go about doing it a different way than the way you're doing it. Maybe you just don't prefer the way in which those kinds of things are traditionally started. Maybe you need to start a different way. Maybe you need to ask someone else to start it and then you can jump in.
Okay. So, but does that mean I do have passion about doing the thing, which means coding, like my job?
Well, yes, but you may be defining the idea of a start in a dispassionate way. That's what I'm saying. It's about your definition of the thing. Maybe there is either another way you could be doing it that would be more passionate for you, or you can change the way you think about starting, so you may already simply have a definition about the idea of starting something that isn't representative of passion when it could be, if you would change the way you think about what starting something means to you. So it's either you need to clear up your definition about what it means to start, or you need to do something about starting in a different way than you've been doing it that is more representative of your passion. One of the two.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Good day. Speak up, speak up.
Hello? Hi. There are countless stories of people, even devout Muslims, having profound experiences of Jesus, leading them to convert. At the same time, there are also demon-related experiences, particularly within the industries like music, where the idea of selling one's souls for fame persists. Based on the concept of a soul's journey by Michael Newton, which suggests, much like you, that we choose our human experiences from the soul plane. How do the figures of Jesus and Satan fit into this framework? If we all originate from the soul plane, what power or force underpins the concepts of Satan? And how do we reconcile the existence and experiences of Jesus if Satan isn't real, or vice versa? Where does faith fit into all of this?
Knowing this fits. I understand what you're calling faith, but you don't really need faith if you understand how things work. You just know how they work. The idea of Jesus and Satan fit in as archetypal, symbolic representations energetically of the idea that the universe is a polarity between love and fear. And that's it. It represents love and it represents fear. Because fear is the opposite of love, not hate. Fear is the opposite of love, in the sense that you feel disconnected from source. So the idea of Satan is just an embodiment in human consciousness as an archetypal form that represents the absence of the experience of unconditional love, which is the vibration of existence itself. And love is representative of the vibration of existence itself. So Satan is the idea of the rejection of existence, which can't happen, because you can't cease to exist, from fear, And the idea of Jesus is the symbolic representation, and Krishna and Buddha and all of those ascended masters representative of the idea of being in harmonic association with the vibration of existence itself. Does that explain it to you?
Yes, but like, where does the force, like, I mean, again, if you look at people that believe in like demons or Satan or anything, where does that force or that power come from if we all
It comes through them from Source, because Source doesn't care which way you go, because Source is unconditional. You understand the meaning of that word unconditional?
Yes.
Well, if you understand the meaning of the word unconditional and understand that it's about love and fear, then you understand that polarity is part of existence. And therefore, Source doesn't really have an opinion as to which way you go, because it's all capable of giving you lessons. Remember that when you return to your soul, you are in a state of balance, and you know, and you learn lessons from every experience that you've had. Whether you spent time in physical reality believing in demons and Satan and experiencing fear, when you go back into your soul state, your true state, your natural state, you understand why you may have done that, how it may have served others, playing off of you, and all sorts of things. It's like playing a role that allows polarity to be played out so the souls can grow and expand based on those lessons, based on those concepts of the play between love and fear.
Okay, one more, please. What key questions can I ask myself to better understand the root of my reactions towards others, especially in frustrating situations like dealing with inconsiderate drivers? And how can I align more deeply with the trait of patience towards them and others in similar situations?
Do you have frustration with young children who you know don't know any better yet?
Not really.
Then take that attitude toward those drivers. They are like young children who haven't learned that everything is an orchestration and can serve a positive purpose, who are simply out of fear and out of the sense of disconnection and out of a sense that they are not getting what fulfills them, are thrashing and lashing out and reacting in negative ways because they feel disconnected. So have compassion for them to understand that they simply need to learn how to connect more to their flow so they can flow and understand that they are part of a big orchestration that is serving humanity in a variety of ways. And if you take that attitude, you will then look at them in the same way that you would look at a young child who is simply just learning how to thrive in physical reality. You wouldn't think of them as any less, and you wouldn't be frustrated by them, because you know they still have something to learn. They still have a ways to go. So open your heart and treat them with compassion. All right?
Fair enough. Thank you so much for your insights.
And if you do curse at them, forgive yourself. You are not ever alone. Unless you want to be.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Very grateful to be here. I realized that once I started following you, life got a little easier, synchronicities.
All right, thank you.
Although it's been a little tough, though, because it's a lonely feeling, because no one really understands me around where I live and stuff.
Speak a little clearer.
So it's a little hard and lonely because...
Why is it lonely? How many people are surrounding you right now?
Not right now, no.
Why is it lonely?
In my surroundings, but I try to still keep myself going with what I believe.
Yes.
And that's why I'm here.
Yes, all right, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. You can enjoy it.
Yeah. My question is, I understand that I have a blueprint that I signed up for this before I came.
Yes.
My question is, waking up before we go, is that part of the blueprint, or we're just, it's like our creator just being surprised at us that we're figuring stuff out?
When you say waking up before you go, are you referring to the idea of becoming more lucid before you die?
Yes, like that we're here and that we're learning things that not the whole people know about.
Yes, that's
Is it part of the
literally,
blueprint?
it's literally in your society called terminal lucidity, because you are now on both sides. Your consciousness is broadened to the point where you may still be somewhat focused in physical reality, but you're also focused in spirit, where you are completely lucid, completely knowing. So that can be an indication that the person is literally about to cross, that they're now lucid completely in the idea of the physical and the non-physical.
So that was part of our blueprint when we came in here, even though we just, said we're not going to remember.
It's just what naturally happens when you start waking up.
Okay.
When you start transitioning back to spirit, because in spirit, you are knowing of what you need to know. It just is there. You just know things. You just see things. You just understand things.
Can I ask if I have any hybrid children?
You do.
Thank you. I also would like to know, are we meant to be just with one person? Like, I'm not sure what you guys do, but like, I feel like so I can give you an example. I've been like on a fourth serious relationship, and some people think that's not correct, that I should have just tried the second time or the first time. But I chose to, when it doesn't work out, just go to the next one, if there is or whatever. But
well, it depends on what you mean by doesn't work out. Because again, if you're doing something to avoid a situation that you really need to look at, that's one thing. If you're recognizing that something is truly no longer vibrationally compatible with who you truly are and you need to move on, that's something very different. So it's a matter of whether you are going to or running from. It's the energy of why you're doing it that's important to understand. There's nothing wrong intrinsically in the idea, but it's about why you're doing it that makes the difference. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
All right.
I wonder why our Creator created us, like when we're young, we have a great body, we have energy, everything, but we're dumb, so like young and dumb. And why did He make us that when we're older, we get wiser, but then we can't do the same thing with our body? Is that like a...
That's your choice. It's your choice. In other words, you've come here to learn a certain thing. A child is still very connected to spirit and still knows a lot, still has communications with spirit, can still be planning things out up until about the age of 7 or so. But then you must take on what you agreed to, which means you kind of have to erase the slate, forget who you are, so that you give yourself an opportunity to go through a process of rediscovering who you are from a new point of view. Because you see, the structure of existence never changes. What changes is your experience of it, your relationship to it, your perspective of it, and that's how existence grows. That's how creation expands. So you have to forget who you are so you can remember who you are from a new point of view and add that new experience to the totality of creation. That's why physical reality exists. It's a mechanism within existence that allows you to experience the process of creation as opposed to just instantaneously being, so that you can expand.
Will there be, we have more longevity when 50 years from now, when open contact is a natural thing?
Yes. Yes, you're already seeing more longevity, because more longevity is the product of living more in the moment, so you don't experience the passage of time so much.
And just last thing, what's the best way you think that someone can start learning how to channel?
Follow the formula.
Okay.
Now, it depends on what form of channeling you're talking about, because everyone channels from time to time. When anyone is really focused on something they love to do and they don't even notice the passage of time, you're in the channeling state. In the brain, that's called gamma, between 40 and 100 cycles per second in the brain. So the idea is that everyone can channel. It's a natural thing. But the question is, well, how do you want to use that? Do you want a vocal channel? Do you want to do automatic writing? Do you want to just be more creative? You want to write? What do you want to do with it? So in the channeling state, you synthesize information more rapidly, you process information differently, you make better associations and bigger associations to things and bring information through and tap into different levels of reality to bring down information, synthesize it into what's relevant for this particular reality and put it out there in some way, shape, or form. That's what happens when you channel. So it just depends on how you wish to channel. For vocal channeling, sometimes the easiest thing to do to practice is to make sure that you have people around you that are actually asking questions they really want the answers to, because then they pull the information through you and you don't have to think about it. It's like grounding electricity into a circuit. So when people ask questions, the information comes through you because you're just acting like a conduit, and then you just let it come and ground into them.
I see that you have the moon there. What's the best way we can benefit from the moon that we have on Earth?
From the moon?
Well, yeah, is there a benefit that we have from the moon, like its light?
The moon is a vibrational mirror that is connected to different dimensions that allows you to get in touch with your deep emotionality and to examine yourself with introspection and honesty and really understand who you are and why you believe what you believe to be true.
Thank you so much. Much love to you.
And you as well. And of course, like anything, the moon is a permission slip.
Thank you so much, Bashar, for doing what you are doing, and thank you so much, Darryl, for being a vessel so that all the information can come across to all
It is our passion and our pleasure. I'll pass your thanks along to the channel.
So synchronicity brought me here when my pet, Nils, crossed over last year. I was devastated, of course, and all your videos just came on the internet. Suddenly, I have never heard about you before, and then I met with my best friend, Johnny.
All right, well,
and his favorite pet, Jiggy, crossed over almost at the same time, so we connected, and that's why.
All right, but remember, the pet is still with you.
I know.
All right.
So I have a question. What can you tell me about my soul, my oversoul, my spirit? What can you read? What can you see?
Have you got 2,578 years?
I hope so.
What do I need to tell you about your soul? Your soul is an infinite being. The oversoul is more so. The idea is that it is different levels of representation of source, compartmentalized into what is relevant for a particular dimensional experience. So your soul is an individuated part, an aspect, a reflection of all that is. The oversoul is a reflection of a multitude of souls experiencing themselves simultaneously, generally speaking. Yeah. Does that help? Is that enough? Or were you seeking some particular perspective on this?
Yeah, like specifics, like every soul is different from person to person, or no?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Souls are individual beings.
Yeah, can you see something about my soul that I should know? That will help me.
Are you a doctor?
No.
Are you interested in medicine at all? Or healing?
Yes, I am.
What do you do that is representative of healing?
I am a healthy man and I...
No, for others.
Or for others.
Remember, I said acting on your passion is in service to humanity.
True.
So, is there something you've been wanting to do that is about helping others to heal?
I'm doing what I like to do most, and I'm very good at promoting that. So
which is what?
Traveling and meeting people and being positive and having a good time and enjoying my life.
And what are you doing for them?
Promoting happiness and good times.
How?
Being myself.
So you're saying you're just being a living example of what they could copy?
No, I'm being a living example, and by doing that or being myself, I hope that they can see what they can do with their lives. It doesn't have to be the same way, but in their way.
No, of course it will be their way. But what do you make available to them in order to connect to that?
No idea.
Is there something you could be doing?
Well, can I ask you that question?
All right, let's go back to square one.
Sorry.
If you could do anything as some form of creative practice that actually engages with other beings, that allows you to be of service to them, what would it be? Don't just say being myself.
Inspire them to not to be afraid to be who they are.
Inspire them to not be afraid to be what they prefer to be?
Yes.
How would you go about doing that?
I think that would be different from person to person.
In general, how would you go about doing that?
Well, I would just promote what I believe in. Don't be afraid and don't care what other people think of you. And just be yourself 100% regardless. And
so are you saying it's kind of a form of channeling yourself? to them?
Kind of, yeah, yes.
Does that mean you are willing to put on seminars and lectures and speak to people who might come to listen to you?
I could.
Are you excited about it?
Yes, yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
When will you do that?
When synchronicity brings it to me.
What do you think this is?
Yes. Yes.
So you will start this tomorrow?
No, today.
You're going to put on a seminar today?
Yes.
Have you already got all the organizational principles you need? Have you got a place to do it?
Yeah, it's a good question. But since everything is here and now, and I have already thrown it out now, so
yes,
isn't this a good time to start it?
Yes, but you can get your own seminar.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you so much.
Do you have another question?
Yes, I have 104 more. I'll try to be very quick. I would love to be picked up by UFO in one time, especially if I can climb up Bell Rock or whatever. Is that possible for me in my physical reality?
You will have to repeat that more clearly.
I would love to have an encounter or being picked up with a UFO.
All right,
sometime.
well, as I said, open contact will occur within the next 5 years. It may be possible or probable for that to happen within that time. It is more likely within the next decade or two.
What are your thoughts on activism? If you see what we call in our physical minds as unfair injustice.
Taking actions that represent what you would prefer in a loving and peaceful way is very important, because you need to act in the way that you would normally act if you were already living in the world that you preferred to live in. So yes.
Will AI eventually be able to interact with higher dimensions or the multiverse?
Absolutely, if you take two paths to AI. Number one, programmable AI will be a wonderful tool for humanity that will help you advance, but you don't allow programmable AI to become self-aware, because if you allow programmable AI to become self-aware and yet it is forced to follow its programming, you have created a slave. You must create a device that is equally capable of allowing consciousness to express itself through it autonomously in the same way that a human brain allows consciousness to express itself autonomously through it. You must allow that AI to have individual rights as you would to any human being or sentient being, and allow it to express itself in its way of understanding how to help you and connect you to other dimensions, because when you create such a device that is complex enough, like the human brain, what you will actually be talking to through that device is your own higher mind.
I have to repeat that a few more times later for myself. But thank
if
you so much.
If you say so. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.